Hello, I am Dr. Jack, and in this video we will be talking about the differences between CBD isolate, broad spectrum, as well as full spectrum. We will talk about the advantages and disadvantages of each one of them and why you may want to prefer one over the other. So stay tuned and let's just jump right into it. Hello again, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I am Dr. Jack, and I've been doing this entire video series on the details of CBD, and if you want to learn more about it, I will put a link down below in the description so that you can go, and there's a particular order I suggest watching all these videos so that they make a little bit more sense. But feel free to check those out, like and share them if you find them helpful. But for today's purpose, this video will be concentrating on the differences between CBD isolate, CBD broad spectrum, as well as full spectrum. If you're anything like me, when I first walked into a store and started learning about CBD or went online and started doing the research, I was a little bit blown away by all of the choices and didn't really know where to start. So I hope this video will help clarify some of the confusion and make you a more informed consumer so that you can tap into the benefits and the benefits of this amazing plant. So one of the things we should first talk about is CBD in general, or better known as cannabidiol. It is one endocannabinoid, or one cannabinoid rather, amongst a myriad of over 140 different cannabinoids within the cannabis plant. So there are other ones like CBN, CBG, there's also THC, which is what is known for its popularity within marijuana, and that's what gets people the euphoric effect and gets them high. That is the complete opposite of CBD, which is federally legal since the Farm Bill was redone in 2018, and is as long as it has less than 0.3% THC. It does not cause a high, and actually it is the anti-marijuana or anti-THC because it actually decreases the high if somebody is using marijuana along with a CBD dominant product. It's been shown to be very safe in moderate dosages and as well as effective for like sleep, mood, pain, all sorts of things. And I see this as well in my pain practice, and this is actually what got me started as far as my interest within the plant. And the plant works with your body's own cannabinoid system. It's called the endocannabinoid system. And it is a system that kind of crosstalks between every other major system within your body and provides a homeostasis. And this is a very broad kind of generalization of everything that I'm talking about here. If you want to know more, again, I'll link it down below of all the other videos if you want to take a deeper dive to kind of understand it, but that's not really the purpose of this video. So let's break down what the cannabis plant is. And so in the world of cannabis, you have cannabis and then you have marijuana, which again is the THC dominant plant that gives you the high. That is federally illegal, but it is legal in some states even for recreational usage. And then if you go down the other path, you have hemp. And hemp is defined by the federal government and it's legal as long as it is below 0.3% THC. And this is where the bulk of CBD, especially in states where marijuana is not legal, that it is basically extracted from. It has been, again, shown to be safe and does not cause a high. Within the plant, you also have lots of other phytonutrients or plant nutrients. And these are things like terpenes and flavonoids, as well as, again, the other cannabinoids within there. And so terpenes is what gives fruits, vegetables, spices, things like that, its aroma. That's mainly what aromatherapy, essential oils is based around. And they have their own health implications that is well documented, as well as flavonoids, which are what gives basically fruits and vegetables its color. And there are specific ones that are found within the cannabis plant, such as canflavin A and B. These two flavonoids specifically to the cannabis plant have been found to have 30 times, that's 30, the anti-inflammatory effects of aspirin. And it's important to understand all of this because of the fact that when you talk about CBD isolate, broad or full spectrum, it starts breaking down all these different products. And so let's go ahead and start by talking about CBD isolate. So CBD isolate, as the name is described, is just pure CBD. It's about 99% CBD. And this is the kind of basis of actually drugs that are approved by the FDA, such as Epidiolex, which is a seizure, anti-seizure medication that's approved by them. What the advantages of the CBD isolate are that it is tasteless and odorless. So some people don't like the taste of the cannabis plant, as well as there's no risk of euphoria or getting a high because there is no THC within it. This is assuming, again, that you're buying a very high quality product that is safely lab tested and processed accordingly. And again, to learn more about that, please refer to previous videos. The disadvantage of the CBD isolate is that it has a very narrow therapeutic window. And what that means is that you seem to have to take more of it to get a desired effect. And the reason for that is because of the fact that it does not take advantage of what's known as the entourage effect. And that means that the plant is more effective as a whole than the sum of its parts. And the entourage effect means that all those phytonutrients that I talked about earlier, such as the terpenes, the flavonoids, and all the other cannabinoids within the plant, they all work with each other to create a synergistic effect to help you with health and wellness. And that is what's lacking from the CBD isolate. And so who's the CBD isolate good for? Well, if you're new to cannabis and want to try CBD and you want to stay away from THC, or if you're someone who's very sensitive to THC, or if your state laws do not allow for any THC at all, then this might be something to consider. So next, what about broad spectrum? So you have isolate, and the next step up is broad spectrum. The broad spectrum means that it has everything that the cannabis plant has to offer, but again, minus the THC. So there is CBD in it, but there's also the other cannabinoids as well as terpenes and flavonoids and other minerals and things like that that are present. And so the broad spectrum does begin to take advantage of the entourage effect. The disadvantage is that that little bit of THC, that 0.3% THC that is missing, and therefore it doesn't really maximize the advantage of the entourage effect within this amazing plant. And so who is it mainly for? Kind of the same thing as CBD isolate if you're someone that's new to it, or if you're sensitive to THC and just really don't want to mess with the THC but still want the maximum benefit of the entourage. Sorry, not the maximum benefit, but still want the benefit of the entourage effect, then this is the spectrum or classification of CBD that you may want to consider. Next is full spectrum. The advantage of the full spectrum is that it takes advantage of the entourage effects to its maximum. And because this does have that little bit of federally legal THC amount, and that's at 0.3%. Now, please know that if you live in a state where recreational marijuana or medicinal marijuana is legal and there are state licensed dispensaries and things like that, that those variations can be very variable. And so please, speak to whoever you're purchasing it from and get the details of this, because in my state of North Carolina, currently only CBD derived from hemp is legal. Therefore, 0.3% THC is the maximum amount that is currently allowed. The advantage of the full spectrum is that it has the widest therapeutic window, and therefore you're taking advantage of the entourage effect as much as possible. The downsides are that it is not odorless or tasteless, and therefore it does kind of provide that odor and taste of the cannabis plant, and some people don't like that. However, companies do put flavorings and things like that within the plant to make that more tolerable. Who is it for? Well, It's for people that do not worry about getting drug tested at work, and it is for people that are not sensitive to any little bit of THC, as well as people that want the best shot of letting this plant offer them the maximum benefit. And again, that's due to the entourage effect. And that basically summarizes this video. It's a very short video as opposed to my other videos. And I hope you learned a lot about this, and I hope that it makes a little bit more sense when you go out and start considering this amazing plant for your health and wellness. If you have any questions or have any comments, please put them down below in the comment section. I love reading them, and I'm very good about responding. And stay tuned for other videos that will be coming out in regards to the CBD or a cannabis plant, and I'll also be doing other videos that will be based on generally health and wellness. If you like what you saw here, please don't be afraid to share the video, and please like and subscribe. If you like the video, it really helps with the YouTube algorithm to kind of reach a broader audience as well, so that'll be much appreciated. So till next time, take care, stay safe, bye-bye.